3, 2, 1. Okay, there we go. This is your friendly desert shaman, Roger Thunder. It's been a while since I've done a video. I have been messing around with different rooms that I think I might want to broadcast in, which it'll probably be this room. And I've been trying to tweak all this new software that I got in video editing stuff and just trying to tweak it to where I can get it to where it's really good. So your experience on that end will be a little bit better. Well, what shall we talk about today? Well, let's see. Let's talk about the upcoming midterms, because that seems to be on everybody's mind. People think, and I don't know how many times I've said this, but people think that politics matters. It doesn't matter what goes down in the field of whether the elections were legit or not, if you know what I mean. Doesn't really matter. That they forget about that. I mean, you know, in 2 years, it's like that stuff's right out the window, and they don't really pay attention like they should. And I've said before that the right wing and the left wing are both connected to the same bird, okay? In other words, it doesn't matter how much you vote or how many times you vote or what guy or gal you vote for or what party you're in, or it doesn't really matter, people, because a lot of people are looking forward to the midterms because the, quote, Democrats are going to get kicked out or this and that's going to happen and things are going to get better. That's not necessarily so. Sorry to disappoint you, but anytime the Republicans were in or the Democrats, they all make promises, they never keep them. It's a game, people. It's a smoke and mirrors game put on by deep state, the shadow government that's behind what we think of as the government and the two parties and all that stuff. It doesn't really matter because the same lying puppets will get in and they'll do the same thing that they did before, which is completely forget about all the promises they made during the campaigns, you know. I don't know. I just shake my head and I wonder how people can keep buying into this BS over and over again. And it's just part of the big lie. A big lie. You know, as a matter of fact, when you go on the news, okay, when I get up in the morning and I surf around a little bit and I check all my intel sources and I try to see, you know, what's going on in the world, and it's like, wow, really? I mean, there's so many things that are going on all at the same time. There's strife and there's wars everywhere, okay? I mean, I'm not talking about just Ukraine and Russia. That seems to be the one that's, you know, on center stage right now. But there's all kinds of things going on in Pakistan and in Israel and in Iran and with Taiwan and China and with a bunch of nations in Africa. And I mean, every day that I tune into this stuff, it's just like an overwhelming amount of fucking fear if you buy into it, or if you let it affect you. And let's be honest here. I mean, if you just look at something, the thoughts and words go into your mind. You take it in. It's like food, okay? And it has an effect. It has a very, very bad effect on your psyche and then your energy body and your light body and everything that makes what you think is you, okay? Your thoughts, your mind, your pre-programming from birth, your current programming, the current overlay of the illusion. Like I said before, you got regular reality, which is supposedly reality, but basically all it is a energy field. Okay, it's an energy field, and anything that surrounds you is the colors and the desks and chairs and stuff like that. It's all just an energy field. And that energy field is called, I guess you could call it an intelligence of the supreme emanation. But still, it's almost like what's the word I'm looking for? Holographic universe. It's almost like a hologram. It is a hologram. Anything that you see is being created through the projector of your mind with your preconditioning. So anything that you see out there is really just all you. It's all your interpretation, your concept, your filter, okay, that has been pre-programmed onto your mind. So you got that, okay, and then you got the artificial intelligence. See, that other intelligence would be called maybe natural intelligence. But you got the artificial intelligence, which is bombarding you every minute of the day, anytime that you turn on any kind of broadcast or look at your cell phone or scroll around on your cell phone or computer or look at the news. That's a means of impregnating you or overlaying the natural reality with the artificial intelligence. So basically what it does is it spreads this giant filter or this giant web. You could use that term. The Hopi people use that term for prophecy. And this web completely engulfs you and completely twists the natural intelligence to an AI intelligence. And you get caught up in the dream. You get caught up in the lucid dream. And that lucid dream becomes your reality. It interweaves. It's interwoven with what you call your reality. And you're constantly putting stuff in, and you're constantly processing stuff. So like I said, you know, when you go around and you look at the shit that's happening in the world, it can be really overwhelming. It can be so overwhelming. And see, now that I got this little program here, I can show you what I'm talking about just by going to, let's say, a certain website. So I'll do that right now. Okay, so we're going to just look at some stuff here. I often go to RT because at least they tell the truth about things. It's a Russian-operated thing like CNN, except they tell you stuff that you never hear. But just to give you an idea, look at some of these headlines on here. Activist groups tanking Twitter profits. What's this? Team Trump sets target date for 2024 announcement. Said he'd never run in 2024. And all the patriots out there said, no, we'll never have a 2024. 2020 has to be fixed. blah, blah, blah. That one by the wayside. Putin explains mobilization figures. U.S. Congressman vows no more funding for Ukraine. New U.S. military aid for Ukraine revealed. There's a contradictory thing. I mean, you just look at this stuff, and you look at the pictures, and you look at the video. Look at this. I mean, there you go. There's war. UK spies building secret terror army in Ukraine. And then you got clowns like this. I mean, there's so much stuff out, I mean, it's, I mean, just look at some of this stuff. Look at the picture. Look at this guy. Look at this guy here. Who is this guy? Man, I mean, what is he? Is that Howdy Doody? That kind of looks like Howdy Doody, only no freckles and red hair, but oh, that's John Kirby, and he told people this, and White House explains Biden's regime change comment, and oh my God. I mean, all you got to do is, here's another one, Tehran responds to Biden's Iran will free itself comment. It's just, it's unbelievable. So that's what I'm talking about when I say you got all this stuff bombarding you everywhere, every minute. I mean, what I just showed you was a mild day. I mean, if you go on there a lot of times and you'll see protests here and so was shot here and 100 people trampled to death here and 100 people over here blown up by a car bomb, and on and on and on and on. I mean, like, what kind of world do we live in? Well, we live in again, this is all an overlay. This is all a projection. This is all a mind control experiment. This is all to make you anxious, to make you fearful, okay? That's what this is all about. And it goes on and on and on 24/7. So what you have to do is you have to realize, okay, that you have your higher self, your Purusha, or your Para-Atman. Those are your higher selves, okay, the knower, the one that looks down on you and goes, oh, there's so-and-so down there, there's Thunder, and he's doing a video right now, and let's see what he's going to say now. In other words, there's another you that's higher and higher and higher, and that you gets closer to the Godhead. And the closer that it gets to the more you tune into the Purusha or the Para-Atman, the closer you get to the Godhead, and the more you realize that the Godhead is you, okay? It's like, here you are, the physical organism, and then you got your other bodies, your etheric body and your light body and your higher selves, and the higher self, you can look at that as like a big giant wall plug, okay? And that wall plug plugs into the socket that we call God, or the divine emanation. So once you go to the higher self, you're plugged in, you're closer, you're there, and then you realize that everything that you see out here, it's kind of like going to a theater and looking at a curtain, and say that curtain has all kinds of figures on it, and moving lights and action, and kind of like going to a movie theater. And that's basically what life is. It's a curtain. Behind the curtain, okay, is the essence, the source, what's really out there. Some people call it a dark soup. Some people call it soup. Some people call it the field, okay, or the source. And that source is nothing but pure energy. That source is the divine emanation projecting 10,000 things, 10 million things all at once. All kinds of things. from beginning to end, all right? From Akashic records, which is the tape of when things began and when things will never end, okay? But if they ever do, it's on the Akashic records. It's all there. It's like plugging into a computer. So this field that's behind this curtain or behind whatever you're viewing on your screen, it's like you're a little projector and you're there and you're projecting stuff. And it's a circular motion. When you breathe out, you project. When you breathe in, you take in this field, this suit, this energy. There's ways to tap into that energy, and there's ways to transmute that energy. There's ways to take what you conceive of as negative in the duality and change that energy around so that you put it out of your heart chakra as love. In other words, what I'm talking about here is the manual for living. I mean, there's all kinds of things that you can do, like meditation and NLP and breathing exercises and yoga and all of these things, which most people have no clue about, which will teach you how to access certain frequencies, how to raise that frequency up. From the base chakra, which is your primal energy chakra, your sexual chakra, all the way on up through your solar plexus and your throat and your heart, your crown chakra, which is up here. Energy centers. Knowing how to use this energy for not only your own well-being and self-healing and motivational and spiritual practices. You have to use the suit, the energy around you, okay, which is the real source and not this overlay. The overlay of the ridiculousness that you see day after day after day, that is constantly trying to bring you into this reality that is not from the source, not from that higher emanation, not from that intellect, but from their source, their God. And their God is AI, their God is technology, their God is no God at all. And so the reason I come on here and talk endlessly about this kind of stuff is because it don't matter if I talk endlessly, because you need it. And I might repeat myself over and over and over again until you get it, or until you realize, okay, that listening to this kind of stuff is going to be 100% better for your health, tuning into what I have to say, or others that are wisdom keepers or on the path of spirituality, is going to help you a lot more, because what it can do is it can put things into perspective for you. You can see, I can give you illustrations of what's going on in the world, and I can show you what's going on with the war, and I can show you anything I need to show you, but with me, it's going to have a different spin. There's always going to be that spin, or that truth, about exactly what I'm talking about here, about how it affects you, how you can overcome it. Now, I might come on from time to time and be in a different frame of mind where it's like, yeah, this is what's going on and that's what's going on. The war in Ukraine and the midterms and that, but I always will use whatever's going on to try to explain to you what's really going on, okay, behind the scenes with that. things that I can see right through, how it's all connected, okay? And it is all connected. It's all connected, and it's all bullshit. It's all evil agendas. Evil agendas, evil thoughts, evil people controlling your reality. And they know enough about NLP and hypnosis and mass marketing and the art of propaganda and all of these different things. They know enough to where they can use it against the masses and the common man. In other words, they know 10 times more than the common man even thinks about. Common man probably doesn't even know what neuro-linguistic programming is, which was developed by a computer nerd. Or they don't know, they have no idea how hypnosis or mass hypnosis works. Or they have no idea about even having a higher self. They have no idea that their regular self, whoever they call themselves, whether it's Joe or Jill or whatever, they have no idea that that's just a surface thing. It's a sponge that keeps soaking up a lot of negative bullshit, okay? And pretty soon every person is basically robotic in the sense that they're not really acting out of their higher selves. They're acting out of a self that has been created by their social conditioning. Has been created by their social conditioning. Garbage in, garbage out, All the stuff that has been fed into you from day one since you were born by supposedly well-meaning people are all of these thoughts are and programming is something that they thought was best for them, which somebody programmed into them, which that person thought was best for them, which is usually their parents or friends or so-called friends or just whatever, wherever you glean information from. That's why it's so important to be protective. You have to put up a shield around yourself. You have to realize that you need protection from the constant bombardment of not only the propaganda in the way of thoughts and pictures, okay, from media, constantly being projected on you, but how about outer space? How about the 5G satellites dancing around Mother Earth, okay? The Starlink system, 4,000 satellites up there. What are they doing? Well, you think they're just spying on people? Well, no, that's not all they do. You think it's about communication? Well, yeah, but it's not about the communication like watching TV or whatever. This is high level stuff, people. This is very high level stuff. And take it from me, I know. I didn't just fall off the turnip truck. Okay, I'm very much into what's going on in aviation because I'm a pilot, have been for many, many years. Into what's going on with radio communications because I'm an amateur radio operator, have been for years. So I see things from the technological level. I'm not illiterate on the computer situation. In fact, I've completely built 2 or 3 laptops. I completely know how everything works, okay, on the technological level, but I also know how it works on the metaphysical and spiritual level, okay. I know how it works, and I know where it all comes from, and I know where it all originated. thousands and thousands of years ago, there was technology on this planet that people have no idea. It was probably far advanced beyond the technology we have now. It all got destroyed. They even had nuclear wars back in history, thousands and thousands of years ago, that people don't even know about, that there's actual facts that support it, okay? And here we are, like history, and when you know these things, you see history repeating itself, and you see mankind trying to grasp and claw and do all this stuff to try to get back up to that high rung of the ladder, technologically speaking. Why? So they can do the same thing that they did back in Atlantis and in other ancient cities where they ended up destroying themselves because they misused it. And so it's a circular thing. It's it's a cyclical thing, and it keeps happening over and over and over again. And if you know this, then you know what's coming up. Okay, you know what's coming up in the future. You know which way the wind's blowing. Like my book, Listen to the Wind, Speak from the Heart. Now when I'm thinking about that, I'm gonna show you a couple of books I wrote. Well, let me say this, okay? I got an idea recently. Somebody sent me a donation, and I won't mention their name because I don't know if they want me to, but somebody gave me a really nice, hefty donation. And let's put it this way, it was above $100. And, I made a connection with that person and talked to them, and just because they wanted to connect with me. And, maybe have a little discussion, a one-on-one discussion. And so, we emailed, and I got a donation. And then I started thinking, well, I think I'll send this person, because I have PDF copies of my book, Listen to the Wind, Speak from the Heart. It is an award-winning book. And it is such a good book that sometimes I look at it and I think, did I write that? Then I go, well, no, I guess I channeled that. That's what I did. So anyway, I sent this person a PDF copy of my book. And so I have PDF copies of all my books, including Emergence and Listen to the Wind, Speak from the Heart. And I thought, and the person appreciated it. So I came up with this idea that I thought I would lay on you. I don't normally go out of my way to ask for donations, but as times get tougher here, and they get tougher on all of us, I don't have an adversity towards receiving donations, but I thought that if I could get this book out at the same time, in other words, what I was thinking is that if somebody gives a $10 donation and goes to my website, spiritofcrazyhorse.com, and hits the donate button, immediately I get a notification and an email of the person that gave me the donation. And so what I can do is I can go to the email and send them a copy of my book instantly. Okay, so if you want a copy of my, now let me just pause here and go to my computer so I can show you a little bit about these books. So here's a copy of my book, Listen to the Wind, Speak from the Heart. And this book this is the cover, great cover by a guy in, I think it was Sedona, great artist there. And so this book was an award-winning book on the, what's the name of that network? The Cover, COVR, I think it's a visionary site that gives you an actual award for material that they consider in a certain category. This, I think, was in the shamanistic category. So here's a cover of the book. And here is the actual book itself in a PDF version. So all you need to really read this book is download the app, or it's probably already on your computer. Acrobat Reader, I think it is, or whatever app that you want to use to look at what they call PDF books or ebooks, okay? And you can sit there on your computer and you can read the ebook, okay? And so this is a little bit here of the ebook, and it's got all the different chapters, being a spiritual warrior and walking the sacred circle, and each chapter is probably only about 2 or 3 pages, but it's kind of like a thought for the day. Here's one called The Taoist Warrior, and so on. Now my other book is Emergence, and this is a copy, the front cover of that book. And that's also on PDF, which I just showed you what a PDF was, so I guess I don't really need to go into it. And this is a great book. If I do say so myself, it's about, it's basically, any book I write is going to have a lot of shamanistic stuff. This is fact-based fiction, okay, about 2 people that connect, and they're of indigenous tribes, and they connect and they go through life, and they have all kinds of different experiences. And actually, a lot of people said that they think it could even be a movie. So this is something else you can get, and you can request which one you want when you make the donation. Or I can shoot you off a quick letter and ask you which one you want. But you have your choice of those 2 books. I have one more, but I won't go into that today. I will go into how you can get the book there, and this is my website, Spirit of Crazy Horse, and it has all kinds of stuff on there. It's got my 3rd book, Thunder in the Wind, and then it's got Listen to the Wind, Speak from the Heart. It shows you where you can get it on Amazon if you want a hard copy. I think I might change that as a picture of yours truly, and but I think I might change the Amazon thing to actually getting it to me direct. I'm working on that little deal there. Now here's where you go. If you just scroll down and you go right here to donate, you click that button, and here's my email here, but you click that button and you donate $10 or more, and you get the book. That's where I get the information from, right there. So I'll put a link of this in the description box below, and if you feel the urge, like I say, here I am back again. If you get the urge to want to support my message, my purpose, my work, it would be extremely helpful to me right now in this time of rising gas prices and rising food, and it's always good to have just a little bit, a little bit of income somewhere, and I'm basically retired, so on a fixed income, so anything that I get in addition to what I have coming in will help me immensely. So that's my big commercial for the day, which I happen to work in the if you notice that, I happen to work in, kind of segued into it out of my conversation, letting you know that right up front. It's not trickery, it's just an easier way to do it, a more comfortable way to do it. So keep that in mind. I will be doing more videos. I will be doing, now that I have this little apparatus here, and I'm going to get the lighting better. And this is a comfortable easy chair here. I mean, hell, we might just have conversations. I might start doing chat, okay? Which might help me too, you know? I mean, as far as they have super chat where you can actually donate something right then, but personally, I would rather not go any kind of YouTube route for any kind of donations. I'd rather just go my own way and do it my way and not be beholden to any kind of corporate structure that is evil. Basically, it's a necessary evil that I have to use, and I don't even really like doing it. So, but I will be back, and I plan on doing a lot of different videos on spiritual matters. Okay, I'm really going to get into that. I'm going to get into how to do some yoga, how to do some meditation. I'll actually show you the process of doing it. I'll give you tips about it. And believe me, if you listen to what I have to say in regards to certain things, it's going to put you on a fast track. You're going to have results that you wouldn't even think that you would have. Okay, your consciousness is going to be raised. I'm going to teach you how to do it. Again, breathing techniques, bringing in energy, bringing in prana. We might touch on some mantras, some ancient ritual, okay, that uses mantras in conjunction with your breathing exercises so that you can raise your consciousness up quicker, so that you can raise the kundalini energy from your base chakra and have it run up your spine and open up your crown chakra. And I'm going to have you doing all kinds of things you never thought you could do. It isn't going to be like, you know, if you really want to watch something, you know, and I guess I'm going to have to start making more videos, just so people will think that if they donate, it'll be worth it. So, I mean, but I think one of my videos is worth it when you get into some of the stuff that I've done in the past. And I've done all kinds of things in the past about meditation and yoga and Tantra, but I might really actually get into helping you facilitate that with certain inside shamanistic tips on how to do it quicker, faster, and more intensely. So that's coming up. And all kinds of good stuff, maybe. I might do some readings from some books. I might turn you on to some of the books that can help you on your way as far as gaining more knowledge about the stuff I'm talking about. Matter of fact, probably what I'll do is when I'm talking about a certain technique, I might say, and you can find this in the Bhagavad Gita, or you can find this, you know, saying or this thought in the Tao Te Ching, or you can find this in the Bible, or you can find this wherever, because I read all scriptural books. Do I give the same credence to all of them? Well, no. Not at all. So anyway, I just thought I'd let you know what's coming up, what I'm working with here, and I'm also working on editing my videos, and the better I get with it, I'll be able to, things will be much smoother. You'll watch a video and boom, all of a sudden a picture will come on and go off, and, or maybe another video will come on and go off of what somebody's saying, and then come back to me, and then I might even have a teleconference thing going with other people of like mind. I'm setting all that stuff up now. Why? Well, why not? You know, gives me something to do. So anyway, I think I'm going to leave it there today. I'm going to see how this video comes out. I'm probably going to upload it. So until my next one, adios.